Everybody wants to be called a Sigma. Being a real Sigma is about natural actions and genuine decisions, not about labeling oneself that or according to some online checklist. These days, it's common for individuals to wear a badge to feel exceptional. The problem with real Sigma qualities is that they are deeply rooted patterns that originate from a position of true independence and self-awareness. They are not roles you perform or postures you strike. Human behavior expert Dr. Robert Greene sums up exactly what you do. You talk so loudly that I can't hear you, and when it comes to identifying false Sigma behavior-related activities, never lie. Do you think you're a Sigma male? Let's break through the myths and examine the hard truth. These aren't just random behaviors. They're dead giveaways that highlight the difference between genuine Sigma traits and wannabe posturing. Before we get started, keep in mind that this isn't about shaming people. Rather, it's about understanding reality versus social media fiction because, despite everyone's rush to claim the Sigma label, few people actually understand what it means. Let's look at 5 actions that demonstrate that, despite your best efforts to convince yourself otherwise, you secretly despise when others succeed. Have you ever wondered why some people find success unsettling? Not just a little jealous, but really upset when someone else succeeds? Nowadays, thousands of people claim the Sigma male label, thinking that a few unique characteristics make them unique, but nothing reveals their true nature more than how they react to other people's victories. Achievement is a reflection, and not everyone enjoys what they see, but for those who are pretending to be Sigmas, other people's accomplishments cause something more repulsive. A deep-seated jealousy that exposes their actual selves. A real Sigma celebrates success in a different way. When someone does something noteworthy, he doesn't feel threatened. Instead, he views it as evidence that growth is possible, as motivation, as another piece of information about human potential, but you get a completely different feeling. Observe your inner response when a coworker receives a promotion. Do you start pointing up reasons why they shouldn't have it right now, or do you downplay their accomplishments? Analyze their approach or look for weaknesses in their accomplishments. This is not a Sigma trait. Rather, it is insecurity disguised as psychological criticism. This response stems from a scarcity mindset, which views success as a finite resource and holds that another person's success means you have fewer opportunities. A true Sigma recognizes that success is expansive. The success of one individual does not negate the potential of another. Your envy exposes a deeper issue. When you're preoccupied counting other people's money, you're more interested in comparing yourself to others than in bettering yourself. A true Sigma is intent on garnering attention for himself. How can you really congratulate somebody without using a subtle dig? Nice work, but it's your hallmark phrase. You may think you're being subtle, but your jealousy shows through in every well-crafted comment. The most obvious indication is that you devote more of your attention to evaluating other people's achievement than to building your own. Keep in mind that Sigma guys don't compete. Instead, they create. They don't compare. Instead, they enhance your deep-seated animosity against others. Number 2, you can't see beyond your ego. True Sigma guys have something that makes them stand out and don't need their ego stroked, but if you're always trying to show how amazing you are, you're missing the entire purpose. Success is the loudest confession that you're not the Sigma you pretend to be. Let's put things in straightforward words. Consider your behavior when someone criticizes you. Do you immediately get defensive? Do you feel the need to prove them wrong? Or do you dwell on it for days? This is your ego speaking, and it's a glaring indication that you're not as Sigma as you believe. I'm always in awe of what the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote. We all care more about other people's opinions than our own, even yet we all love ourselves more than others. Sigma men are able to examine criticism of themselves objectively, without allowing their pride to interfere, and ask themselves, is this true? How could they say such about me? Can I learn from this instead? Although they don't disregard criticism, Sigma guys don't care what other people think. They just don't allow it to affect them deeply. Observe your reaction when someone else achieves success. It's ego at work if you feel the need to downplay their achievements or emphasize your own. Here's a quick test to see whether you can own up to your mistakes. Is it possible to learn from someone you dislike? Is it possible for others to take center stage? You're most likely allowing your ego to rule your life if these things make you uneasy. In actuality, True Sigma guys don't have to prove their worth. They don't have to be the sharpest person in the room or win every debate. Since their confidence originates within rather than from what other people may think of them, it is quiet. Remember, you're probably not number 3 if you have to tell everyone how Sigma you are. Since we only have 2 ears and 1 mouth, the Greek philosopher Epictetus claims that we may listen twice as much as we speak. Nevertheless, one of the most glaring indicators of a fake wantage Sigma is driven to express their thoughts on every subject, remark on everything, and ensure that everyone is aware of their intelligence. They leap right into conversations since they have no idea how to provide mediocre ideas only to get attention. The ability of selective speaking is something that true Sigma guys are aware of. They talk not just to hear their own voice but also when they have something worthwhile to say. A fascinating trend is noted by psychologist Dr. Sarah Mitchell. Individuals who speak a lot often feel uncertain about their position in the group and use words to demonstrate their presence to prove it's critical to keep in mind that this behavior is the complete opposite of true Sigma traits. Take note of what transpires during heated discussions or arguments. Untrue Sigma males can't help but get involved and provide unwelcome advice, even when it's not their business. A real Sigma guy has mastered the art of strategic silence and is aware that sometimes quiet may be more effective than speech. They know that talking too much undermines their position and dilutes their message, and that certain things are best left unsaid. To seem important, most individuals make the error of taking sides in other people's disputes or disclosing personal information. Knowing when to voice their opinions and when to let their actions do the talking, true Sigma people don't have the underlying insecurity that comes from feeling the need to voice every opinion, defend every position, or cut off every conversation. While others compete for attention, true Sigma men let their silence speak louder than words. Because you behave impulsively and then assign blame to others, you think you're a Sigma person. You like being spontaneous and not letting conventions or standards control how you behave, but you're missing something important. Reckless conduct and independent cognition are 2 very different things. Be careful to draw conclusions fast. You respond to situations without hesitation, and sometimes things work out successfully, which supports your belief that you're being Sigma. But when things go wrong, you show your true self. Suddenly, according to military strategist Sun's wise comments, society's injustice, your boss's ambiguity, and your friend's inability to warn you are all to fault. Warrior avoids conflict. Real Sigma men are strategic rather than impulsive. They understand that true independence comes from thoughtful consideration rather than snap judgments, and they take ownership of their actions as if they were their own. Think mindfully on your most recent mistakes. Did you attempt to place blame or did you accept full responsibility for them? Did you think through the consequences before taking action, or did you just act without thinking? A genuine Sigma's the fact that Sigma sales don't have to justify their mistakes or look for scapegoats as the toughest pill to swallow. Your impulsivity may be mistaken for Sigma attributes like being independent or not following the herd, but in reality, you're exhibiting immaturity rather than independence if you can't take complete responsibility for your actions. Accepting their choices and the outcomes that follow is a prerequisite for true freedom. Number 5. You usually regret talking too much. You believe you have amazing judgment, that your Sigma radar is always on point since you are extremely skilled at reading people, keep your guard up around strangers, and remain silent around phony personalities. But your filters go down the instant someone appears to get you or share your perspective. The first part of being cautious about who you open yourself to appears to be spot on, but the second part is where you go wrong. You could think someone is completely reliable when they get beyond the first obstacle and exhibit a glimpse of true comprehension. All of a sudden, you are sharing your deepest thoughts, describing your life's path, and laying out your aspirations for the future. However, a real Sigma man maintains several levels of trust that take months or even years to properly penetrate, according to author Robert Greene. You are now letting all your defenses down because someone gave you the appropriate signals or said what you wanted to hear, but he cautions that people's genuine character is exposed in time rather than in words. Everything you say, including your private thoughts, stories, and feelings, eventually comes back to haunt you. You end yourself lying awake at night reliving discussions and wishing you could take back certain words since they become your midnight with others who appear to understand you. You employ a mantra to defend it as real or accurate, but here's what you're missing. Not only are you divulging information when you overshare, but you're also skipping important stages of developing trust. Trust is shown over time by actions rather than words. It is not established in a single conversation or even a few. Every long explanation, every detailed account, every moving, you're still learning how to mix openness and caution, but true Sigma males know how to share with caution and respect their own boundaries, as shown by Revelation. For more videos on Sigma men and similar subjects, please think about subscribing to our channel if you like this one. The idea of trust is fragile and should not be used lightly. It's not about being quiet or aloof. Rather, it's about knowing that true trust and connection grew over time over many tiers of shown dependability rather than simply brief epiphanies. Remember to hit the like button and leave your thoughts in the space provided for comments underneath. I appreciate you coming, and as always, keep moving forward and evolving.